I know you want the robe, I know you want the ring, but can you handle it? I know you want the position, I know you want the title, can you handle? Can you handle the stress? Can you handle it? I know you got a degree in it, but can you handle it? I know you taught it, but can you do it? I'm shocked at the people who can teach things and can't do. Can you, oh God, you know the book of it, but you don't know the experience of it. Can you manage the pressure, the anxiety, the loneliness, the alienation, or do you feel so uncomfortable by the opportunity that you go back to your old seat because you can't manage what goes along with sitting in this seat? Are you praying for a blessing that you can't manage? The thing that made Joseph incredible, whether he was in the pit or Potiphar's house or in the prison, life couldn't throw anything on him that he didn't manage. He managed being in the pit. He survived it. He handled it. They drug him out like a slave and took him and sold him in the Potiphar's house. This boy, who had never been in the house of aristocracy, stepped from obscurity to aristocracy and managed it. Do you know how hard it is to manage success? To manage being in a position of power when you weren't raised like that, you didn't come from that, you don't know the protocol, to adapt to your environment, step in it, and ended up running all of Potiphar's business affairs. Excuse me, what university did Joseph go to? None. What kind of background did Joseph have in managing a rich man's house? None. Excuse me, Joseph isn't even in his neighborhood with his kin people. How does he end up managing it? Joseph has the ability, I don't care what you throw him in, he will always manage it. Touch three people and say, manage it. Manage it. Manage it. Stop crying and manage it. Stop feeling sorry for yourself and manage it. Stop having a pity party and manage it. Manage the people, manage the problems, manage your emotions, manage your fears, manage your doubts, manage your insecurities. You're not fit to be blessed if you can't manage the process. Manage it. I'm gonna go a little bit further. My fourth word is mediation. Now, mediation is really the mission. He has moved Joseph into a position ahead of time, before the famine ever broke out, so that when the famine broke out amongst his kin, there would be somebody in power who could mediate on their behalf. Who was strategic enough and managerial enough and confident enough and had survived enough maneuvering. See, because Joseph has moved into a position of power where everything is about to change. He steps into the position as the prince of Egypt and moves into a position. He says, King, you're going to have 7 years of plenty. You're going to have 7 years of famine, but don't worry about it. I know how to manage stuff. I know how to manage all kinds of things. I know how to deal with maneuvering. I was up, I was down, I was in the pit, I was in the palace. I can show you how to survive good times, bad times, plenty, lack. I got a degree from this. I got a degree in hard knocks. And don't worry about it. You can save up the good times and spend it in the bad times. I did it in the pit. I did it in the prison. I did it in Potiphar's house. I know how to survive a famine. I had a famine of love. I had a famine of support. I had a famine of recognition, but I withstood it all. And if you follow my directions, I'll show you how to survive your famine. Some of the things God took you through, it wasn't even for you. It was for other people so that... If you hadn't have gone through it, you might have been haughty and high-minded, but you learned some principles that make you able to mediate. And now in a position of power, when the same brothers who hated him come in to try to get food, not only is he managing the gross national product for a country, he managed being in the pit. He managed a rich man's house. He managed in the prison till Joseph became a leader in the prison. And now he is managing a country, an entire country. He has grown so much that when his brothers come in, they don't even recognize him. Do you not know that the people who knew you when you were sitting back there, sometimes they don't even recognize you when you're sitting up there because you have grown so much, you're not recognizable. But here's the key. Them not recognizing you doesn't give you a license not to recognize them. So here's the dichotomy. Not only are you helping people who don't recognize you, you're also helping people who were hating on you all the while you were getting there. But God knows that you have the kind of character that can manage any resentment that you would have and still function from a position of clarity. And when they don't recognize you, you still recognize them. And now he is mediating in their behalf for them to access food that they wouldn't get. They are eating Joseph's character. It is not the corn that they are eating. They are eating Joseph's character. Without Joseph's character, they would never access the corn. Sometimes God will allow you to access corn that you would never get through the character of somebody who is Oh, y'all don't hear. Who am I preaching to? They are eating off of Joseph's character because Joseph, because he is kin to them, can be touched by the feeling of their infirmity. Now I see, out of all of the brethren, why Joseph was selected. He was selected to do this job because of his character. When push came to shove, he could override his own frailties and get the job done. That's why he was the man.